friends, let's continue our Jenkins journey. In our previous video, we have seen how Spring Cloud Config Server works. Now we're going to include Spring Cloud Config Server part of our Jenkins project. To make it easier, I kept config server part of Jenkins Git repository. So once we have placed this config server, we have to build once by using gradle w clean build after getting inside a config server folder. Once we done that, we have to modify our Docker Compose file like this. Here we have to notice two things. One is the host name and another one is the network. The host name we're going to refer in REST APIs. The network should be similar to Jenkins, and then the Jenkins should be depends on the config server. Till now, we have created a few Jenkins jobs while Jenkins is coming up. But it's not a good idea to create a multiple jobs while Jenkins is coming up. So we can eliminate this by using a seed job concept in a Jenkins. Seed job is nothing but creating another set of a Jenkins job by using Jenkins job DSL plugin. There are multiple strategies to create a Jenkins job. One of the famous strategy, creating Jenkins job based on the GitHub repositories. For example, under an organization, you may have a multiple repositories. For each repository, we can create a job. The job can be a freestyle job, multi-branch pipeline job, or a pipeline job. But here we're going to take a different approach. We're going to keep all jobs definition as a OAML format in a single repository. For that one, I named it as Jenkins job. So here, if you take, I have a project A. Under project A, I have a multiple applications. Each application is referring to some repository. The same way for project B, I have few more applications. Now we're going to use a strategy to create a jobs similar to this folder structure. So for that, we have to modify our Jenkins file. The first one is to create one more job named seed job. Now this seed job is responsible to create another set of jobs. So for that, I'm using one parameter called pattern. So this I will explain later, and simply I'm loading seed function. So in order to accept all the functions inside this vars folder, we have to do one more modification on the Jenkins file. That is, under security, we have to trust all our job DSL plugins. So here, if I go to seed Groovy, so you can see I am parsing the folder structure. So once the parsing is done, for the folder I am creating as a folder, for the OAML file I am creating as a job. So with this, let me clean up the previous one. I'm rebuilding. So first, config server is coming up. So once config server is up and running, Then it is working on the Jenkins. Jenkins is loaded now. Localhost 8080. Login. Now it came up with seed job. Build with parameters. For now, let me leave the pattern as blank. Let me build. So again, it is using the pod template. Here, as long as any Java image should be fine. So now it is success. If you notice, as per this folder structure, it created two folders, project A and project B. Under project A, I have two applications. If I go to project B, now I have another two applications. Let me delete both of them. So if you run a seed job, it's creating all jobs. So that is fine. But if you have around 1000 jobs, so whenever you run a seed job, again it will try to create all 1000 jobs. It will be very time consuming one. So to make it simple, what we are doing here, we are giving a pattern. So we can pass or we can filter wherever this pattern matches. For example, let me run with project A. Under project A, I have only two YAML files. That means it has to create two jobs. It's done. Now, if you see, it's created only project A. If I go under project A, it is created two jobs, app A and app B. Now, again, it was filtered a bit more and creating all jobs under the project. But under a project also, you may have hundreds of jobs. Again, a time consuming one. So let's expand our filter. If you are interested, whatever job you want to create. Now I've given a pattern as project B, then app C. Here I have two jobs, app C and app D, but I given a pattern till app C. It means it should not create for app D. Let's see, the job is success. If I go to project B, so it's created only app C. So it's up to us. We can match the pattern and we can create it. So now let's take we'll build this job. As of now, the app branch is not taking any effect. We are not doing any action. Let me build this one. If I go to configure, here I'm just calling CI/CD function. In CI/CD function, if I go, so it will call CI/CD Groovy function. I'm using config server as explained in my Docker Compose file, and I'm reading YAML file. Now, if you see, I'm reading under Jenkins job and I'm putting a job name. So now the Jenkins job structure and a GitHub repository folder structure both are same. So simply I am reading particular YAML file of that job and then I am parsing it. For now I am looking for one parameter called pipeline name. If no pipeline name is provided, I am loading default pipeline. If I go to default pipeline, I am doing some actions here. So let's see, is that working? If I go to appc, so if you take a look, so it is reading YAML file and then it doing my actions. It is mentioned in the CI/CD grooving. Till now this part is still static. We'll see how to make it dynamic. Thanks for watching this video.